Mike Renner here, breaking down Florida State edge defender Brian Burns, one of the more intriguing edge prospects in this class. We saw him grade out all right last year as a sophomore when he was around 230 pounds, reportedly put on 10 to 15 pounds over the course of the offseason before this past year in 2018, his junior season, and he took off in terms of production. Here he is on the outside, what you like that jumps off the tape right away. His size, his length, his burst off the line of scrimmage, and his flexibility, and he shows all of that on this one rep. To me, arguably the most impressive rep I've seen from any edge defender in this entire class this draft season. A spin move of the inside and then completely comes back to balance, comes back to the quarterback if you'll run it here. As you'll see, working against the left tackle, spins, and then the fact that he can get all the way back to the quarterback, chase him out of the pocket, and rack up the sack. That's what you love to see, because a lot of edge defenders at the NFL level, they'll struggle with finishing this play. Getting a quarterback outside the pocket in the NFL today is dangerous. It breaks down the container of your defense, leads to big plays. That's not going to be the case with Brian Burns chasing down your quarterback. The flexibility that Brian Burns has is why I think his potential is off the charts. Here he is again, lined up against the left tackle, and he dips so low and then gets all the way back, corners all the way back to the quarterback once again. It's a rep that just not many edge defenders at the college level and not even many at the NFL level can make in terms of the flexibility that it takes, the ability to play through contact we saw repeatedly on his tape if you'll run it here. All the way underneath the tackle, back to the quarterback. That showed up again and again. For my money, he has the best flexibility in this class. Compared to Josh Allen, he has very similar traits, but I think Josh Allen has him beat in the regard of the explosiveness and the size at this point. But that's why I think the weigh-in at the combine is going to be so big for Burns, because if he can continue to put weight on his frame like we saw from his sophomore to his junior year, if he can continue that progression, he can be a complete edge defender at the NFL level. What you love to see from college edge defenders, pass rushers in general, is the ability to win in multiple ways. We've already seen a spin move, we've already seen the dip on the outside. Here he is with the inside counter. He's very adept at winning outside and inside. The problem is you don't see him win through offensive tackles a lot. His bull rush, his speed to power, still not really there. Again, why I say that the weigh-in is big for him. We need to see him put more strength throughout his frame so he can be that guy at the next level. But here he is. His ability to stop on a dime and change directions is second to none in this class if he'll run it. Going up against the right tackle there. Sells hard outside, comes back inside, barely even gets touched there on that rep, as we'll see on the replays here. Here he is, comes inside. I mean, this is against Boston College, a well-coached offensive line there. Fantastic rep, and we saw this again and again on his tape, that ability to sort of set offensive tackles up, not have to be tied into one move. He has a plan with his pass rush. Now, while you're thinking undersized guy, doesn't have the strength yet, he's probably going to be a liability in run defense, maybe a designated pass rusher, I think it's the opposite. I think he's going to be a weapon as a run defender at the NFL level. I think he'd be best suited, maybe playing with his hand up on a wide sort of positioning, because he is so adept at his hand placement, whether it's in the run game, whether it's as a pass rusher. He strikes the offensive lineman's hands away, slaps them away as consistently as I saw any pass rusher, any edge rusher in this class. As we'll see on this rep, he is just almost robotic in how quickly he gets his hands onto the offensive lineman's hands when they're going for the strike. That showed up again and again, and like I said, there's so much to like about him. I just want to see him take his strength to the next level, and then I'll have no questions about him. To me, he'll be one of the top 3 edge defenders in this class.